verbal consent is arousing because then I don't feel like there's also pressure. I like pressure, but don't make me feel like there's like a negative connotation of pressure. Like
Let's play it.
if
Let's
I
play
literally
it
used
out.
to shop.
Let's play it out. What can I say verbal consent that you would find arousing right now? Give me game.
Ooh, I think my favorite one is just, "Are you sure you want to do this?" That's like my favorite one because it gives me that connotation of just, I can still jump and say no, but I can also
Yeah.
recognize that like he really cares or they really want to just like make
Well,
sure we're in
that
that moment and we're both
wait.
collectively happy.
That's actually good advice. Holy shit. That's not. You beat me. I've said that and I've seen them turned on. Well, I've said something
Why? I
different.
think, are you sure about this? Just like, I think the sureness is just
No,
like the
I've not
inward.
said that. I've said, you don't have to. I've said that.
That too. That too.
Okay. Is that
Like
verbal
that
consent
lack of
though?
like,
Oh, yeah, it is. It is. It is. Okay. So, okay, wow, I really thought I'd win that, but okay, that makes sense. So, I have to change my whole thinking for this. So, yes, I've used verbal consent. Holy,
I like it because I don't know, at least with that like simple phrase, it just seems like I at least can give in, but as well as obvious that that partner also wants to do it.
now, I think women should be shamed if they don't always initiate with men. That way, they're always safe. They're always safe if women have to initiate, or else, like, I would call any woman a who doesn't initiate, and I would make that the norm, right?
Oh my God.
Because, like, think about it. The best sex will be your girlfriend initiating, never the man initiating. Because it takes longer for her to get warmed up, and a guy can be wrapped up in 28 seconds.
I like initiating more.
How do you initiate with your man?
I usually just rub up on them or I just like suck. So
Okay. Okay. Very.
you've seen me how much I just like sucking on things. Like even
Yep.
if it's just a bottle.
Seen it. Best friend over here. Can't get enough of my best friend doing this. Wow. But now I'm thinking to myself, right? When you go to bed at night, what is the
Hmm.
fantasy that how women have a gangbang fantasy, but they never want to do it? What is the
Yeah.
weird one for you? I
One sec. I think my cat's eating something.
think I'm eating something tonight, chat. Dude, chat, I'm not gonna lie, bro. The game I'm running is so. Hey.
I'm sorry. I thought she was eating chocolate. What was your question? Was the game for what?
Oh shit, chat. What was my question? Yeah, I'm looking at tits, bro. Um, no one's ever told you this, but great tits.
Thank you.
Your tits are like pudding in a Ziploc bag. I'm kidding. Why do girls love to be insulted? It's disgusting. Okay, now check this out. I think I know why women like to also be insulted like that. Is that if the guy is cooler than the girl, it assumes the position that he's less nervous. And because he has to perform more, he needs to be less nervous. If he's fumbling with a condom, everyone's turned off, right? Like the
Yeah.
man, if the girl is nervous, it's kind of hot if she's a little nervous. But if the guy is nervous even a bit, you're like, is he gonna murder me?
I think it's cute when a guy's nervous.
Cute. No guy wants to be called cute, Mia. Why do you women do
But I
that?
feel like you would be nervous. I feel like you would be nervous.
Uh, well, let's say we didn't work together for stream and we just met at the club. Would I be nervous? Like if I didn't have like work relationship, I don't think
I
I'd be
think a
that.
little bit, but not nearly as much. I think very little.
Like let's
There's
say
more
I
of a
no Mia,
possibility because
if
of.
check this out. If I met you with no heel Mike or Kendall or none of them, just me and you at a house party, dude, that would be a way different Zerka. I'm coping a
Oh
bit,
yeah,
but I swear to God, the work thing ruined it. Cause
I
like
think it enhanced it.
for you, what do you mean? No,
Because I'm sought after.
yeah, it enhanced it so much that it ruined it for me. It's very enhanced. But now I'm thinking like What is that fantasy that's so bizarre? Like, what is your bizarre fantasy that you don't want anyone to know, just my community? Give it, just destroy your life here.
I don't have a fantasy. I've done everything I've wanted in terms of
That is,
experiences.
that is the worst
Um,
answer a woman could have gave. That is, say that again. That is literally, that is, say that again.
that I've had every experience like
That is the worst answer. I wish
no,
I,
no, it's not
oh
to say that
my,
like there's still endless amounts of experiences, but I've had the experiences that I've already wanted. I'd say a newer fantasy would probably be no, I wouldn't say gangbang. I don't really enjoy that idea.
is there,
Um,
for you, you're 21, right? Is there a fantasy? Because a lot of girls have this, but they like whatever. Is there a husband fantasy to you 21-year-old girls? Or no, it's a boyfriend usually? Because it's
yeah,
changed.
like a husband fantasy.
What is the husband fantasy? What does he look like?
Um,
Because
I,
I've noticed this. Women, when I'm like alone with them and manipulating hard, the husband fantasy never looks like the guy she's dating or just dating.
no,
Why?
I think I think mine is like dark features, tall man, like just like darker hair, darker
But
like
you
minor.
have but you've never dated that?
No, no.
So let me get this straight. The husband fantasy is is it polar opposite to the guys you date?
I think it is, but I think also I just date a variety. So I think from the
Wait,
other girls that I know that have similar fantasies, it would be a little more similar to who they actually date.
so
I just date a lot of different people.
so what I'm getting here is you're dating a guy who's nothing like your husband fantasy, and then when the husband fantasy guy comes in to fill in that place, you'll say, "This is the guy," because like to me, there's nothing more concerning than
No,
if
not
you told
necessarily. I
me,
mean,
let's say you like gingers, you'd say, "Zerka,
mhm.
my husband fantasy is a ginger guy, but I'm dating you, Zerka." I would never in a million years continue dating you. Ever.
I mean, I'm not, that's not to say that I wouldn't remain with that person that I'm with. I've been surrounded by that husband fantasy or images similar, and I actually get more ickiness towards that. Like, if anything, I hate that term, but I actually find myself less and less attracted
Wait,
to that
say
husband
that
fantasy
again.
or
You
that image.
say it again from beginning.
So, like, I've been surrounded by people that are that husband image or that husband fantasy for me, and I actually get more icks or ickiness from that person, if anything.
So the husband guy who's filling the role in person, he's cringe
Yeah, I don't like him. I usually just like will never vote towards them.
because you're not ready to grow up.
No,
You
more,
know, you're lying so hard, Mia. I got you. I
no,
knew I'd
I've
get
noticed
you.
I've
I
noticed
knew I'd get you. Just like how you said Zerka doesn't want to grow up. You have to admit,
I'm a
you.
grown. I'm pretty grown.
Oh
I would
no.
say no.
Mm-mm.
I'm saying more in the sense of just like I've noticed like that husband fantasy is a fantasy because it's not necessarily the most possible or it's not the
But
most
when it
logical.
becomes real, you run away from it.
No, I've never ran away from it. I actually laugh at it because it's actually incorrect.
Why is it incorrect?
Because although the appearance and like some of the attitude may be similar, it's still not exact.
Oh, so
Until it's exact, there's
it
no value.
it feels like a phony husband, not the real deal.
Exactly.
Why?
It's the same thing as like anything else. Like
Nigga, peel it. Why is it phony every time in person? Is
because I don't know. I don't even know how to play this in
is
like
it a
the
charm
simplest of
thing?
terms.
He's not as charming as in your thought.
It's kind of like that. Like he's not nearly as charming, but he also just has terrible attributes. Like you're in. It's the same thing as when you imagine like a beautiful princess of a girlfriend or a wife, and then she's beautiful when she comes, or a sample of her comes, but she has I don't know funky teeth, and like that's fixable,
Oh,
obviously.
it's a
But like this
physical.
is
You're talking
I'm
about a physical thing.
no. I'm talking about
Because
personal. I'm talking
I'll
about
be honest,
physicality.
when women talk about ick, in my experience, 80, 90% of the time, it's not physical. It's something the nigga said.
Well, mine is more so just like whether what they're saying or just their overall intelligence, their lack of, whether it be emotional or like spiritual or
Now,
natural.
is the husband in the fantasy masculine? Like, does he look rugged or is he clean shaven like in the Barbie shit?
I'd say a little rugged. More like, at least in my experience, more like the 360 something days or whatever that movie is.
Okay.
Let's put that for reference. I've never
Okay.
fully watched
Like
it,
a
but that for
Gillette looking
reference
guy.
again.
Gillette commercial looking guy.
Yes.
But now you're in a room at a party with a Gillette commercial looking guy, and he'll say or do something that you go, this nigga's not it.
Yeah.
And
His
then,
like attitude, his personality, the way
but
he that
but
like he walks.
let's follow it the whole way now. You say
Okay.
this Gillette guy, not for me, so I'm going back to my boyfriend that has zero attributes of his. That makes no sense to me.
To me, it makes more sense because there's a reason why if I have that relationship or whoever, that spouse or that boyfriend, that there's a reason that they're more fitting for me than the Gillette guy.
If you were a guy, if you were me, right? I would say, Mia, you want your cake and eat it too. What the? You know what I mean? If you were a guy, you'd say Mia wants her cake and eat it too, or she wants her cake and get eaten out too. You know what I mean? There's no way what you're saying doesn't sound selfish. If you were me,
I think it's better to be selfish than to be selfless for something that you're going to surround yourself with forever.
you want to see the difference from men.
Yeah.
Our wife fantasy always looks like our girlfriend because we're not
No.
of the devil like you women. You guys are of the devil. That you guys actually have that temptation. But bro, there's not one dude who makes a woman exclusive to him that didn't already see her in that fucking wedding dress. That's the difference. And I knew if I go deep in your mind, I'm genius enough to figure it out. You were honest enough to admit it. But if you think about it, because I love you, and I don't love you as a friend, I love you like, hey, give me some pussy one day. I, I'm, because I love you, I'm thinking you're just looping in life. Because you're 21, so it makes sense right now. But at 24, you'd be at the same place with the same Gillette guy and the same boyfriend, right? Or am
Mm-hmm.
I manipulating you out of the boyfriend?
I don't know.
Because like if you really she says chat she says I don't know because she's afraid now. She's like he's
I'm not
extracting.
afraid. I think
You know I'm
I think
extracting now.
Oh,
And
is
yo
that
chat
Mia?
here's yeah it's Mia. Say hi.
Mia.
Yo check this out. Chat. Not only am I extracting everything and now she's gonna lock up her brain, right? Because she's like oh he got too much, and really chat check this out. It doesn't matter how much of her psyche I leak because she's always gonna have the upper hand because she's a woman. So that means in person, you could have a mastery of everything I know about women. You could have a mastery chat. And in person, even I get affected by her being in the room. Even I go, you know what? I can tolerate the OnlyFans. Yeah, that's a cute little girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. In person, psychically, everything changes. That's why it's so important to not go on dates with people you know are not for you. Because in person, these girls will mold you into being their dogs. And we're like golden retrievers. We like to run, we like the frisbee and shit. But now check this out. Check this out. Mia,
Mm-hmm.
who wins Mia Hoffman at the end of the race? Right? Because life is not about just IKEA couches and shit. Life is about going through the gates of heaven with your partner. You don't want Alzheimer's. You want to, I know you want to have one man, right? So now look at this. Who wins Mia? The Gillette phony fantasy? The man who is no fantasy, which is, I'm just going to say it. To me, what it looks like is the man that's no fantasy, because I really have to defend the Gillette guy because of what I look like. I have to defend. No, I'm being honest though. Yo, to me, what it looks like is your boyfriend. Let's say you had a boyfriend right now. Your boyfriend is your remote control for your sexual pleasure. The fantasy is getting fulfilled by a dude who has status, money, network, but it's never all there because the guy who has status, money, and network has abundance, meaning he's cheating on you. So you go back to the boyfriend again and again and again, and you'll never with a dude like me because you'll always be like, Zherka's gonna have abundance, right? Are we at tears? Can we get some tears?
No.
I feel so bad for my ex. I used to do this for hours, and she'd be like, "You're like the Joker." I used to make her cry. I'd be like, "Let me go deep in your mind." So now check this out. The more chat I reveal, no, I'm just lagging. We're back. So check this out. Let me rewind it for chat, okay? Mia, I'm sorry for taking your time, but this is such a good. You fucking. Someone said she clicked to go cry and my shut up. I'm kidding. I'm not horny. Okay, hold on. Let me make it big. Okay, yeah, that was on purpose. You see how she licked that? Everything she does is
No,
so
I had
strategic,
ice
bro.
cream outside, and I
No,
didn't want the cats to eat it.
I'm not saying you did it strategically, but you've done it so many times strategically that now it's instinct that you manipulate just by autopilot. I know you, bro. You worked at clubs, but check this out. And Mia, I'll say this: working in clubs, I think you have a lot of game. Like you could teach. Like if you were in a room to pick up Leonardo DiCaprio and stuff from all the girls, I think you'd do the best at finessing that shit, right?
Thank
Because
you.
I'm no easy cookie, bro. And but now check this out, and you do good with me. But check this out. Notice how I said you do good with me.
Mm-hmm.
I put you under me in the hierarchy, as in I'm above you, so you're aroused. Did you notice I did that on purpose?
Slightly.
Like you did good with me, but I say it quick so you don't notice. Oh, you did good with me, like as the king, right?
Because you're the king.
And it implies that others have tried, right? But now check this out. We've checked out a lot of things, but check this out. Mia,
Mm-hmm.
who, be honest, who would you bet money wins you? The cringe Gillette guy or the comfort zone boyfriend?
I'd say the comfort, but that's not to say that the comfort can't become the Gillette guy.
Elaborate.
I mean, I've been in relationships where my comfort truly just slowly became that Gillette guy or similar to it. So it's not to say that that's impossible, but a Gillette guy becoming that emotional or like loving or endearing person with all the attributes that are sometimes missing, like I said in the samples, that's
But,
very
but what
likely.
would you say separates the boyfriend from the Gillette guy in the fantasy, the good Gillette guy, the sexy one? I would say it's authority that he brings security to your life, kind of like a father figure or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That you're, oh, I can finally relax and just kick my feet up and I'm safe. It's always authority. It's never loving
Definitely.
words. It's never romance. It's never poetry.
There's no romance in that. Yeah, I
Really?
think almost every
What do you mean
like
by that? What do you mean
presentation.
your husband fantasy has no romance? There has to be some.
I think, well, in my perspective, I think romance is so attainable with anybody, but I think there's a dying romance with the Gillette guy than there is with a true person.
What do you mean dying?
Like, let's say you're the Gillette guy. I fall in love with you. You have yachts, you have everything, whatever it may be, whatever the dreams are. I instantly fall for you. You instantly allegedly fall for me. I think very quickly it'll chip at you more than it'll chip at me. And unfortunately, when it chips at a woman's heart, not only does she become more resentful, but she just gets completely torn to pieces. Like, and I'm sure with a man,
But check
but
this out. Instinctively, you went to torn to pieces. So instinctively, every Gillette fantasy in your head has no ending. It's blurry because you don't want to go to the ending because it's dark. So you're
mhm.
assuming they're always going to let you down in the fantasy, just like in reality with the cringe, corny Gillette guy. in your head, you feel you don't deserve the husband because it'll go to shit. So you're going to settle for less.
No, that's not to say that I don't deserve the husband and it's gonna go to shit. I'm just saying that instinctively, it's more likely that that Gillette guy will
Hold on, no,
slowly
hold on.
fall apart. It's not guaranteed.
No.
There is likelihood that there is success.
We agree most men are kind of weak and pathetic now. So it's not crazy to say you've lost hope. Right?
Of course.
Is that a sad topic to think like, whoa, the Disney wedding shit is kind of like a fugazi?
Yeah.
That's sad? Why is it sad if you just admit it's still possible? There's possibility. It's not like blackpilling for you girls. No, his name's Zherka Live.
Zherka Live.
Go to Zherka Live.
Zherka, look up Zherka Live.
I like that channel.